Nier Replicant version 1. Whatever has been a fantastic experience so far from a remake perspective, but unfortunately from a PC port perspective it leaves a lot to be desired. So I'm going to go over real quick the main things you have to do to make this PC port a little bit less miserable. And one of the first things is downloading SpecialK. For those who don't know, SpecialK is the mod that basically saved the Nier Automata port, and it's going to have to come to the rescue with this port as well. It's kind of similar to Reshade. If you ever used that, you simply go to the website, hit download, and then you follow the README instructions for the setup. Afterwards, as per the instructions say, you click on your shortcut for the SpecialK executable and launch SpecialK. I already have the game running here, but what you're supposed to do is then launch the game through SpecialK. This will start the temporary injection process so you can get ready to wrap the game, so to speak. We'll get into that in a minute. Before you do that though, you should be safe and hit the global injection tab and hit start services. This will make it so that everything that you launch, even if it's not wrapped, will have the SpecialK service temporarily. Once you're in game, you can either hit start and select on the controller or control, left shift, and backspace all at the same time to open up the on-screen display for SpecialK. Now the first thing you want to do once you open up the overlay is go up to file and hit install wrap. Now, I've already done this, so it says uninstall wrap for me, but what that's going to do is make it so you don't have to run SpecialK and hit global start service, what have you, every single time you want to run this game and have all of its fixes kept. So you just hit install, and then the game will always have SpecialK working for it. Now for the things we're actually fixing. One of the first and main problems of the game is the fact that there's no way to run it above 60 FPS without the game freaking out and having weird game speed issues. So we actually want to cap it at 60 FPS using SpecialK because there's no in-game frame rate cap. You don't have to use SpecialK to do this. You could of course use a NVIDIA control panel or Riva tuner, but you're going to be needing SpecialK anyway, so we might as well do it all in SpecialK, right? Plus, SpecialK gives you these other little options I recommend you select, which is Sleepless Render Thread and Sleepless Window Thread. These will make the game run a little bit more smooth. The next thing we're going to be doing is turning off VSync. Now again, you can also do this using NVIDIA Control Panel, but again, SpecialK is very useful and it's going to be even more useful for this game's future, so you might as well do it in this too if you want. It's pretty simple, the process. You just open up Direct3D 11 settings, go to Use Flip Model Presentation and checkmark that and set the interval to 0. That will force off VSync. The main reason you want to do this is because, once again, there's no in-game option, but that's not the main problem. Well, it's a problem, but it's not the main problem. The main problem is that when it's on, the game, for some reason, will randomly cap itself at around 48 frames per second. That's a really random number, but it's true. I've seen it happen to multiple people. They go down to specifically this number and just stay there. If you have FreeSync and G-Sync, it's not a big deal to turn VSync off, but unfortunately for others, that does mean you might experience some screen tearing, maybe, so it's worth considering before you do this. The last thing is the only thing you actually need SpecialK for, and that's fixing the issue that exists in the Nier Automata port as well, and that's with X input devices. For some reason, when you're using an X input device, like an Xbox controller for example, it makes the frame rate die because it's like double buffering to try to read X input devices. I couldn't tell you why, but that's why it does it. So to fix that, you want to go to Input Management, and then Gamepad, and you want to check this box right here. And there you go. That's all the issues that SpecialK can fix, and it makes the game run significantly smoother. I'm now going to show a series of gameplay clips running on max settings. You can see my specs in the description of this video. Hopefully that will give you an idea of how the game runs or how easy it is for you to reach 60 frames per second. To be clear, this still couldn't lock the game at 60 for me. There were times when it would randomly drop to 59 or even 58 in some situations, and when I tried to lower the game down resolution or by lowering some settings, I got more or less the same results. So I don't think it's a game being too graphically intensive thing, because it clearly isn't. I think the port is just unoptimized, so there's not much you can do to fix it until there's a fan patch or hopefully an official patch, one that doesn't take 4 years to start on. I did do some tests though, and if you are looking to save frame rate, maybe like a couple frames or two, the best options to tinker with are shadows and ambient occlusion, and of course resolution. The other options don't really save you on much frames. Level of detail especially is really confusing to me. I felt like it was affecting the frame rate sometimes during my tests, but other times it wasn't, despite things in the background clearly looking better or worse when I had it marked down or low respectively. So I think it's worth keeping at max and then seeing if the other settings aren't working, maybe try that. But for me, the biggest impactors I noticed were definitely ambient occlusion and shadows. Anyway, that's going to be it for me for today. If you want to watch more of me play this game, I'm streaming it on my YouTube channel. Other than that, I hope I catch you next time. Jana, bye-bye.
こんなものは。来るな化け物、来るな。大丈夫か、ヨナ。
ごめんね、お兄
心配すんな。兄ちゃんはお化けなんかに負けない。待ってろ。何か食べられるものを見つけてくるから。ユナ。何があってもその本には触るんじゃないぞ、絶対に。力を、僕がヨナを守るんだ。ヨナに近寄ろうな。ヨナは僕が守る。これがクロノスとの力。 ヨナは大丈夫かヨナ。お兄
ちゃんこそ大丈夫？
あんな奴らなんてことないさ。
よかった。あ、これさっき見つけたの。
クッキーヨナの大好物じゃないか。
お兄ちゃんと半分こする。
いいよ僕は。
お兄ちゃんと一緒に食べたい。
じゃあ小さい方。
お兄ちゃんはお父さんとお母さんの分まで食べて。
ナヨナ。
落としちゃった。ごめんね。
そんな、なぜ。
ヨナ、いつも助けてもらってばっかりだったから。
ダメだヨナヨナ。誰かヨナを助けてください。誰か。ヨナ。じゃあ行ってくるよ。
ヨナも。
今日は狩りをすることになると思うからやめておいた方がいいな。帰りにまたヨナの好きそうな本を借りてきてやるから。
ありがとうヨナ、待ってる。
じゃあ行ってくるよ。
ヨナ、お兄ちゃんのことが大好きだよ。
ホポルさんのいる図書。
調子はどうだい？
これから晩ご飯の買い物に。お庭をおは綺麗な葉。
ヨナちゃんは元気なのか？